In this video, I am going to solve for x. To solve for x, what I need to do is basically get rid of the radical, and I can keep the radical on the left and move the x to the right by adding x to both sides. So if I do that, I get the following: square root of 5x plus 6 is equal to x plus 2. Because this positive x, negative x cancel out. Now I am going to square both sides of this equation to get rid of the square root on the left. So square root is going to cancel. That's going to give me 5x plus 6 is equal to x plus 2 whole square is x plus 2 times x plus 2. So it's going to be x plus 2 times x plus 2. If I FOIL it, it's going to give me x square plus 2x. 2 times x is 2x, then 2 times 2 is 4, and on the left hand side is 5x plus 6. Now I'm going to have 5x plus 6 is equal to x square plus 4x plus 4. Now I'm just going to subtract 5x from both sides and subtract 6 from both sides. Subtract 5x, subtract 6. If I do that, on the left I get 0, and on the right I get x square minus x plus 2, which by the way is the same as this x square minus x plus 2 is equal to 0. I can factor this one out, by the way, by doing this: x square minus 2x plus x plus 2 is equal to 0. Actually, I just made a slight mistake, so let me clarify it. This should be a minus. So this is a minus, and this should be a minus 2. Minus 2. So this should be minus. Just minus. So the 4 minus 6 is negative 2. So now negative x, I can rewrite it as negative 2x plus x. Now I have taken this trinomial and converted it into a quadrinomial. Now I'm going to create groups. So in the first group, I can factor out x. That's going to give me x minus 2. And in the second group, I could factor out a 1. That's going to give me x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now I have x minus 2 here, x minus 2 here. I can factor it out again, x minus 2. If I factor out x minus 2, I have x here, and if I factor out x minus 2, I have 1 here. So x plus 1 is equal to 0. So I have x minus 2 times x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now note that I have two numbers technically you can think of being multiplied and you get 0. At least one of them has to be 0. Basically, one will be 0 and the other will not be 0 in this particular case. So we don't know which one, so we assume that x minus 2 is equal to 0. If it is the case, then x must be equal to 2. Or if x plus 1 is equal to 0, then x must be equal to negative 1. Now I found two solutions: x is equal to 2 and x is equal to negative 1. I need to take these values and plug it back into the equation to check, to make sure that these values for x actually are in fact the solutions to this given equation. So now let's go ahead and plug it into the left hand side and see if we get a 2, because 2 is on the right. So square root of 5x plus 6 minus x. So it's going to give me square root of 5. Let's check this one first. 5 times 2 plus 6 minus 2 is equal to square root of 5 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. Square root of 16 minus 2. But square root of 16 is 4. 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. So this one does check. Now let's try the other one. Square root of 5x plus 6 minus x is equal to square root of 5 times negative 1 plus 6 minus negative 1 is going to be square root of negative 5 plus 6 plus 1, because negative and negative is going to make it positive. So negative 5 plus 6 is 1, so square root of 1 plus 1. By the way, square root of 1 is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Exactly what we've got here on the right hand side too. So this does in fact satisfy this equation as well. So both of the solutions that we've got do in fact satisfy the given equation. Therefore, these two are solutions to the given equation. I hope that this discussion was helpful. Thank you very much.